Am I the reason we love? I got flamed pretty hard by my whole team this game, trying to figure out what I actually did wrong. They didn't give me much useful feedback other than yelling about alt timings and healing. I'm aware I need to pay attention more to that, but I also want to know why my whole team thought I was the reason we lost. Even though I was SVP, yes, I'm aware. Or tell me I'm overthinking and just go next. Well, it's not necessarily, just because the team blames somebody doesn't mean like it's all your fault or whatever. But we can almost certainly find a bunch of stuff to improve here. But it's going to be the same. It's going to be the case for other players as well. I've gotten blamed before. They acted like I was the problem, but a lot of people are kind of like, because you just get, if you're losing, you're kind of driven into a panic sometimes if you're prone to that. So a lot of players are just trying to make sense, they're just bullshitting basically. Rather than actually rigorously determining what possibly was the reason. But it is a good idea to, if they're saying alt timings and healings was off for them, and we're trying to get better at the game, then yeah, it's absolutely worth looking into. So right off the bat, I felt a little odd there because we had a lot of time from the beginning. Like if I'm behind this guy, then I would just put my cursor on them and then shift up there because like I'm a healer. I don't want to be late to the first fight, right? All right, this looks good. But yeah, humans use like some of the dumbest methods you've ever heard of for like how to assign blame and stuff like that. Like there's like the group cohesion factors. Like if one person gets blamed, then another idiot will just jump on that train and be like, yeah, it was his fault, even though there's no thoughts actually happening in their brain, right? Humans can be very stupid in a lot of situations. That's one example, but also just other things too. Like, just anything that they're like predisposed to. Like, like you hear online a lot of stuff like where people would just blame DPS, or maybe they'll blame healer, or maybe they'll blame tanks. It's like whatever people like, it just sounds good to them in that moment. Because again, they're not being rigorous. They're just driven into a panic from losing. But anyway. Alright, that was pretty badass. Good. I mean, I'm not an expert on it, but yeah, we're dishing out heals while we're doing that, and we put a lot of good pressure. So it's a choice. You know what I mean? It's pretty. It's not optimal play, but we'll see how it goes. Or it's not necessarily optimal play, I should say. I'm not really sure if it is. So now we just did that. So that was kind of bad because we just put ourselves over against the other team where we could have been punished for that. But we've shifted back over now. So now this is happening. Yeah, overall we're kind of picking up more. So that was. So in general, my opinion that's happening here is that we don't really know what we're doing, which is fine. But you know what I mean? Like we're just kind of going ball to the wall and doing random stuff, looking in random directions. So we can focus on this here. So it's starting to go our way basically, but it's still a team fight. It's still up for the situation here. But ever since this guy first started coming on us, we should have went this direction because I want to go into the team and make them deal with this guy because I don't have my shift and I don't have my fox form. So me making the decision to back up here it's a death sentence, right? So right off the bat, I mean, this is a very, very, very strong lesson right here. We used our only ability we had, which was our right click. We used it just kind of here, and then we started backing up. But yeah, we needed to sort of cross paths with these other guys and, give him healing and allow him to take damage for us. He's the tank, right? And, potentially we could get in trouble doing this way as well. Doing it this way as well. But this one was just like a guaranteed death sentence, right? He's just going to follow up on this, and there's going to be no way to get around it. So I would suspect maybe we didn't know that we didn't have our shift, or maybe we're not really thinking about our abilities and stuff like that. But yeah. we'll just go with it. So now that there's no healers on the team, so basically we're not really going to win this team fight. And that's fine. So now we have one healer here and we have one person here. So basically this is just a problem. Like we just need to reset. This is like the biggest thing at all these ranks. People don't play with this in mind. So she's just gonna die again most likely. Like she's like, you know what I mean? And now you're there and they're like fighting this fight. It's just like, it's a bad idea. Because if a healer dies right now, then they just have to restart all over again. Like our only goal, like this guy's on point by himself against 6 players. You're not going to come in as a single healer and patch that up, right? So obviously that's about them, but not about us. But it's almost certainly good advice for you too, since when you're in this rank, you might not realize these things yet, right? But all right, now it's going well. And we still can't really push. Yeah, we're waiting on one more player. So it's fine. Like everything happening right now is fine. Now, because we know we're going to do a push. And now that was just the neutral game, and now we have ultimates. And yeah, apparently. Okay, this is ours. We're getting healed by that. Okay, okay. Yeah, they don't even have a Groot, of course. Alright, alright. Alright, they did that. And now they've used that ultimate. So we kind of have a waste of these two, Groot's ultimate and his ultimate. That's not totally a waste because we traded it for the healing ultimate, but yeah. And we lost the mag to something. So we can use our ultimate now. But yeah, so this guy died really early too. So it's kind of a choice, right? And then he's also doing this one now. So we can just sort of wait it out and like die, right? So now we went this route. Just now we've completely reset. We don't have everybody back yet, but we've reset. They've only made it 25%, and we have 2 healing ultimates, and they only have 1. So now we have a really good chance to get back into the game. So this was everybody would just sort of mindlessly like push forward a lot of the time. So that's kind of what they're doing. We don't know he's there, but yeah, they have this guy. Yeah, so they're just running in. Is what it is. We can already hear somebody behind us. Find out that that's the Daredevil. Yeah, so we basically should use it, yeah. So unfortunately, we used ours at the exact same time. So we definitely want to try to let one of the other go first. So he died though. He died as well. So we had 2 big deaths. Plus she died as well. And then now we have to deal with this ultimate. Nice, nice. Looks good. Very nice. Very nice. Now we have the point. And overall, we're not really at a disadvantage in any way. We got these 2 ultimates, which he might be saving to counter the, what do you call that? C and D ultimate. And then, yeah. So yeah, then they're going to be coming in around here. Might flank as well. Very nice. We got an early pick on the Magneto due to like the Thor basically, right? So we're in a really good situation. Yeah, we kind of had to do that to pick up the heals on him. Yeah, so I would say this guy's playing in a way where he doesn't realize that it's not easy to heal him. Because he's playing like all the way over here to the very side consistently. While being like body blocked sometimes and stuff like that, so. Just kind of how it is. So now we've pushed up here. That guy died. That guy died. Okay, so now we're like good. Like this is their spawn. We can't really push anymore. And we've killed 3. So now they have to reset. And we're also thinking about it. So the next team fight will come soon. This isn't like an infinite neutral game where we just keep going forever. So we have our ultimates. This guy, or let me say their names here. Bucky, Magneto, Invisible. What's the Invisible Woman? Mr. Fantastic, and then we almost have Thor's, and then we're getting close to ours as well. And so we can expect, since she used hers the last fight, right? So she is gonna have hers, the C&D ultimate. So she'll probably use that pretty soon to sort of get through here, just as a guess, or maybe they'll do something else. And then they have a Magneto ultimate, a Thor ultimate. We don't know this, right? But yeah, so we saw his ultimate like relatively recently, and hers relatively recently, so we can kind of assume everybody else is having theirs back. They used that in the earlier team fight, right? So far it's been like this. But yeah, at this point, this is now becoming a dangerous area because they are not streaming out here and putting themselves at risk. They're like regrouping, and they have their ultimates, right? So now it doesn't really make sense to stay in this hallway. It's kind of like a death. It's kind of too risky. In general, is what I would consider it. I don't know how like pros would do it or whatever, but yeah. So we kind of want to be ready to get the fuck out of here. So I think like Magneto shouldn't still be trying to tunnel vision these guys. Thor, it's a little different, but yeah. So now he's doing this, so he's using his ultimate. You had to get out of it. We could have probably turned around a little earlier though. Just as a little thing. Alright, so now they're using that ultimate, and we almost have ours. But it's like, it would have been nice if the team would have known that, right? Because we could have played with that in mind, of like, they already have their C&D ultimate. They're probably going to use it. They also have like most of their other ultimates. And we do not have ours yet. Yeah, I guess it's true. So I guess he did save these, so he does have his here. So that's another crucial part of our play here. Yeah, we're getting hit by that Mr. Fantastic, which is enough to kill us. So she should have used hers to stay alive here. So that's really what this was. If we wanted to compete in this team fight, we would have needed to pop this ultimate. But you couldn't because you didn't have yours yet. So that's pretty much what happened there. But it's fine. Now we're like 60% to 60% going into another team fight soon. So he used his. That's another good reason why we should have done this one. Is, you know, if people are going to use their ultimates. So now we only have healing ultimates and also Thor's ultimate, which is not that bad. So we can expect. So now but going into this next fight, since we didn't use ours, now we have a healing ultimate advantage. Now we have two, right? We have two, they only have one. So yeah. Yeah, so we don't really want to mess with this lane. If we don't have our team here, we don't really want to mess with this because there's all kinds of stuff that could happen. Like they have Daredevil. You know, Daredevil could be waiting by and cook us both up right here, combined with something else or whatever. Like, unless we 100% know like what's going on, you gotta be careful about walking into like main lanes early before the team is here, right? We're still kind of doing it. We're pushing up again and again, and we're going to half health, so that can hurt us other times. Nice. Respond with ours. Unfortunately, she also just pops hers at the exact same time, and we've had two people die. So let's see why they died. Okay, let's see what he was doing. So yeah, that happened right there. And he's way over here. See, that's what I thought. Something was made me feel weird about that Magneto. It's like he gets kind of tunnel vision trying to go forward and stuff like that. So he's maybe trying to just play for this kill. But what's he gonna do? Sacrifice himself for that? If we're gonna, you know, the timer is on, right? This is like our last main chance to get to the end.